Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Of course, I'm impatient. I can't wait and super excited for the big game of match day 14 of Serie A. We're speaking about Napoli, Juve, and we speak about that game a bit later in the video. Also speak about Conceicao. That could potentially be one of the decisive men of the game. Slightly introducing Serie A match day 14 that starts today, but I really wanted to come back first on what happened yesterday. We're speaking about the World Cup draw. We speak about that because I really wanted to go through that before speaking about Juve. If you didn't, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Grazie mille. Ragazzi e ragazze, Juventini e Juventine. Speaking about the World Cup, I didn't watch the show yesterday, and I believe luckily, because apparently what I heard was 87 minutes from the start. They didn't even took the first ball. So we had to wait an entire football game before really starting with the draw. It's a big show. Trump that is going with USA, the president of the minister, I don't know, from Canada that is going with Canada, and then the other one from Mexico. Everything looks a bit like strange, no? Strange, no? So that enthusiasm really discovering is like a bit strange. Then anyway, watching a 3-hour show, maybe it was a bit too much for me, especially because Italy is not there. And that's where I opened today Gazzetta dello Sport that is telling me, Italia, che occasione. Italy, what an opportunity. I don't know what they are speaking about. Seriously, I don't know. Are they speaking about winning the World Cup? Are they speaking about winning a knockout stage, something that didn't happen since 2010? No, because someone needs to tell them. And unfortunately, I am the one that needs to tell to the people who are writing in Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy didn't qualify yet. Unfortunately, Italy didn't qualify yet. They need to play 2 games of playoffs before really thinking to be there and going with che occasione. Then on the other side, I tell you, if you are telling me that being in the group of Canada, Switzerland and Qatar is che occasione, you're showing me first disrespect for these teams and then a lack of knowledge. You don't care, you don't know, you still believe that Italy is in 2006 ready to win the World Cup. Then of course I hope that Italy qualifies, because that would be beautiful for our friends from Canada. Big shout out that Italy could have the opportunity to play in Toronto on the 12th of June 2026, a lifetime opportunity. It's a world premiere, if you want to call it that. So I hope so. Speaking about the World Cup tournament, what are the differences between the past and today? And then we'll speak about Juve, don't worry. Well, we are speaking about something that goes totally crazy. No, seriously, yeah. We have 48 teams. In the past, it was 32. So we're speaking about 16 more teams. Am I happy? In a way, yes. Why not? If I see the joy on some people that are supporting Curaçao for the first time, they are qualified. Well, it's beautiful. World Cup to involve as many nations as you can. But of course, it has an impact. Of course, you have an impact because you have already from 8 groups, you have now 12 groups. So it's 4 more groups, which is increasing the games. From 48 games in the group stages, you go to our 72. Now in total, from all the tournament, we will watch 104 World Cup games. Then I tell you, honestly, I love football, and you know that. I love Juve, I love Calcio, but I also love football. I love the World Cup. But 104, if we are speaking quality and quantity, well, sometimes the quantity, when it's too much, you have difficulty to digest it because it will be one after the other. So sometimes you will lose something. And if you are looking at the group stages today, you can say, I have some difficulties to really identify some big games that I already want to watch. Something that you are saying, oh, I really want to watch that game. Maybe Brazil-Morocco is a beautiful one. The Group C is a difficult one with Brazil. Scotland could potentially be one. On the other side, the other groups, yes, Spain, Uruguay. But we don't have a lot of big games there because you have so many big teams, but also so many low-table teams that you don't have that same attraction. I predict, honestly, a group stage with a lot of goals. It will be entertaining. If we want to speak about entertainment, yes, it will be entertainment. You will see a 6-0 there, a 5-1 there. You will see a lot of surprises, and it's fun, it's nice. But if we're speaking about quality, well, that will drop a lot, especially in the group stage. Then for the team, it doesn't change a lot. In the past, to reach the final, they have 7 games to play, now 8. So it's 1 more. But for us, it's 40 more games than in the past. Ragazzi, what can I tell you? The group stages also, why am I telling you a lot of spectacle, entertainment? Because Not only like in the past, it's the top 2 from each group that goes through, but it's the top 2 from 12 groups, plus on top of that, the 8 best third. Mamma mia. Ragazzi, what does that mean? In total, what does that mean? It means that at the end, even if you lose a game, who cares? Who cares? You will not have these tension moments. It is what it is. Anyway, we spoke, I believe, enough about the World Cup. Congratulations to all. Hopefully, Italy will be there. But it is what it is. Speaking about Serie A and Juve already play tomorrow with the home kit, and that's always beautiful. It's beautiful. Instead of seeing green Napoli against the yellow Juve, well, we will see each other playing with our respective colors, and I know that there's something, especially in a game like Napoli-Juve, something that we all want. Corriere dello Sport is saying check test, which today refers to the game between Inter and Como in San Siro. Como could do the surprise because they come from a beautiful result, from some beautiful result. They have nothing to lose. Inter also comes from some beautiful result, even if, don't forget, they lost the game against Milan, so they want to do better. But pay attention, this could be a beautiful game already today at 6 p.m. Italian time. And then we have an Atalanta that is playing later today against Verona. Tomorrow, another big game that can say a lot. Lazio, Bologna. We have the opportunity for Lazio to come back a bit closer to the top because they were bad at a certain moment. While Bologna, after losing last game surprisingly against Cremonese, or they can come back before playing Juve, or they will start losing, and then Juve could go over Bologna. I don't want to speak too much about the ranking because we know that tomorrow is such an important game for Juve. You remember yesterday I told you about Spalletti deciding to not travel today, but traveling tomorrow morning to Napoli. For the people that do not know why, go back to the video of yesterday. But on top of that, I said something wrong. I said mini ritiro, staying together in La Continassa before traveling, and he said no, not even that. It's a normal game. A normal game. He wants to take all the pressure of staying together too much, thinking too much. He wants people to think it's a normal situation. It's not a Scudetto game. It's not a top 4 game. It's not a decisive game. We want to go there. We want to try. We want to win. But things as usual. So not Retiro, not traveling today, but traveling tomorrow. And I know that Spalletti understands really the mind, the spirit of that team. And taking a bit of pressure from them is not a bad thing. Then we will see if tomorrow it pays off, yes or no. The starting lineup, we know them more or less for both teams, except of surprises, but it should be a 3-4-2-1 for Napoli, 3-4-2-1 for Juve, with Di Gregorio into the goal, Kalulu, Kelly and Koopmeiners, that's no doubt, because we have nobody else. Pay attention for the yellow card of Koopmeiners that could possibly miss Bologna. Pay attention. McKennie, Locatelli, Thuram, Cambiaso, and then up front, Conceicao, Yildiz, Jonathan David. Who can be the changes? Well, it could be an Openda instead of a David. It could be potentially a Kostic instead of Cambiaso, with Cambiaso on the right side. We have some possibilities also with Miretti, but that could be the starting 11 to play against a team of Napoli, who can be a decisive man, because we already spoke, of course, about McTominay and Kenan Yildiz, but we also need to speak about David Neres and Francisco Conceicao. Francisco Conceicao that is looking for the perfect night in the Maradona Stadium. At least this is how Gazzetta dello Sport is describing it. The art of dribbles of the young Portuguese player could possibly increase that will, that autostima, that self-awareness, and also that motivation of Juventus. But pay attention, because when he doesn't score, when he doesn't assist, he gets really mad. Why? I have no idea why they're writing like that. But anyway, even when he is not scoring, well, he's an important factor for Luciano Spalletti, because he's the first in the Juve strikers or offensive players, let's say like that, for tackles, for defensive blocks, and for recuperation of the ball. So it's someone that is able to sacrifice himself, and he has absolutely no problem to do it. They are also speaking in Gazzetta that the minutes of Zegrova are starting to increase. They are exaggerating, and when they are saying that now he's at the same level as the Juve players, probably putting a bit of tension, a bit of pressure to Luciano Spalletti, but also to the tifosi. They are saying now, but then we want to see him from the first minute. But tomorrow, Zegrova could be an important factor in the second half to change the destiny of the game, if at that moment of the game we are not winning. That could be an important one. Anyway, speaking about Mercato, Napoli and Juve are on the same players, but I tell you, speaking about the Mercato on the 6th of December, maybe it's a bit too early, but I really wanted to take a second to say congratulations, happy birthday to Andrea Agnelli. I want to call him Andrea because this is what he asked on the 8th of September 2011 when we inaugurated our stadium. Auguri di buon compleanno, Andrea, you know it. I have immense respect for what Andrea did for Juve. And of course, one of the hope, the prayers, the wishes is that one day he could come back where he belongs, at Juventus. Ragazzi, if you enjoyed the video, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.